हेलो फ्रेंड्स, आई वेलकम यू ऑल टू टुगेदर वी कैन सीरीज के एक और नए वीडियो में, जहां हम लोग फिर से मैकमिलन बुक के जो टेल एमसीक्यूज हैं उनके ऊपर बात करेंगे। कोशिश करेंगे जहां एक्सप्लेनेशन रिक्वायर्ड है वहीं एक्सप्लेन करें। फिलहाल हम लोग मॉड्यूल ए को देखने वाले हैं। एज वी नो कि जो मॉड्यूल ए है वो काफ़ी बड़ा है, तो यहाँ से जो नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चन हैं वो भी बहुत ज़्यादा है। तो आउट ऑफ ऑल दिस 21 यूनिट्स, जितने भी टेल क्वेश्चन जो मैकमिलन बुक के पीछे दिए हैं, हम लोग उनको कवर करने की कोशिश करेंगे। हम लोग उन्हीं चीज़ों को एक्सप्लेन करने की कोशिश करेंगे वेरेवर इट इज़ रिक्वायर्ड। जहाँ ये रिक्वायर्ड नहीं है वहाँ हम लोग क्वेश्चन को एज इट इज़ बस आंसर्स को रीड करेंगे, जिससे कि वो आपके माइंड में एक बार को रजिस्टर हो जाए। और जब भी कल को एग्जाम में ये चीज़ें डायरेक्टली आती हैं तो एटलीस्ट ऐसे क्वेश्चन को देख के आपका कॉन्फिडेंस जो है वो थोड़ा। प्रिंसिपल फंक्शन ऑफ बैंक्स आर accepting deposits, lending and investing, non-fund business, remittance services, and the option D is all of the above. So the right answer will be all of the above. Question number 2, when the bank lends money to the corporate person, the relationship between them is the option A, borrower and lender, option B, creditor and lender, option C, debtor and creditor, option D, customer and client. So the right answer will be creditor and debtor. What relationship is created when the bank collects a check in clearing? Holder, option A, holder for value, option B, clearing member and principal, option 3, agent and principal, option 4, collecting bank and holder, option 5, none of the above. So friends, जब भी मैं इनको रीड आउट कर रहा हूँ तो फॉर कंप्लीटिंग द वीडियो इन लेस टाइम मैं इनको जल्दी रीड आउट कर रहा हूँ और मैं कोशिश कर रहा हूँ कि बिना समय गवाए मैं तुरंत राइट आंसर बताऊं। बट फॉर योर रिवीजन पर्पस व्हाट यू कैन डू इज, अगर आपने मॉड्यूल ए को ऑलरेडी पढ़ लिया है तो आप इस क्वेश्चन को देखें, इन ऑप्शंस को देखें, फिर टेक अ पॉज और अपने राइट आंसर को अपने माइंड में अज्यूम करें या फिर कहीं नोटबुक में लिखें, एंड देन यू शुड चेक द राइट आंसर इज एजेंट एंड प्रिंसिपल. So by next question I won't give a pause, I'll just go. So demand deposits are those which can be withdrawn on request, on sanction by manager, on demand or persuasion. So the right answer will be on demand. Question number 5, merchant banks are financial brokers, financial intermediaries, credit operators, underwriters. So the right answer is going to be financial intermediaries. Question number 6, objectives of KYC are to ensure appropriate customer identification, to monitor transactions of suspicious nature, to ensure that the customer would not deceive the bank, to ensure if loan is given it would not become an NPA, and option E is only A and B. So the right answer is A and B. So bank appoints who is responsible for submission of report to FIU-IND. So the options are designated director, company secretary, principal officer or compliance officer. So the right answer is principal officer. So bank appoints a principal officer who is responsible for submission of reports to FIU-IND. Customers are typically categorized in how many categories? So either it is 4, 3, 2, 5. So we all know it is 3. So what all it? Low, medium and high risk categorization. Next, director FIU-IND can take action against the bank, any employee, the principal officer, all of the above, for violating of PMLA obligation. So the right answer is going to all of the above. He can take action against any of these three. The non-profitable organizations transaction report pertains to cash transaction, all the transaction receipts above the threshold value, cash receipt in the account of NPO. So the right answer is receipts above the threshold value. So non-profitable organization transactions report pertains to receipt above the threshold value in the account of NPO. So customer acceptance policy of a bank should state that the bank will not open an account which is operated by third party on behalf of account holder for a professional intermediaries for its client in Benami name and without a PAN. So the right answer is going to be Benami name. So customer identification is required to be done for international transfer, fund transfer for the fund of 50,000 and above 50, any value, none of the above. So the right answer is any value. Like if we are doing international transfer, then for any value identification is required. In case of NRIs, For the purpose of opening an account, a copy of KYC documents may be certified by the NRI herself or himself, the employer of the NRI, any bank branch, or a judge. So it should be a judge. Among the documents stated below, PAN card, job card by Nariga, letter by NPR, the proof of possession of Aadhaar card is not the OVD. Which one is not the OVD? So PAN card is not the, in case of a company which is not listed, an individual withholding more than 15%, 30%, 10%, 25% of the total share capital is the beneficial owner. So the right answer is going to be 25%. So whoever is holding 25% and more, he'll be the beneficial owner. Introduction while opening account is optional, not to be taken, discrepancy, or compulsory. So it is not to be taken. A minor for whom the court has appointed a guardian attends majority on completion of 18 years only. It is not like 21 years. Minor account can open in guardianship of mother and father, mother or father, grandmother, elder brother. So it is mother or father. Difference here is the difference, mother and father or father. So we have to go either of them. There should be two persons to open a partnership account in a bank. In which of the following cases an account can be opened? X age is 25, Y age is 17. X age is 25, Y age is 21. X age is 17, Y age is 16. Shubha age is 30 years, Rachna age is 18 years. X age is 71 years, Y age is 57 years, but lunatic. ये जो है lunatic है. तो यहाँ क्या है कि there should be two person to open a partnership account in a bank. So in which case it can be open? तो यहाँ पे it can be open for both the major people. यहाँ देखिए ये माइनर है, यहाँ पे दोनों ही माइनर है, यहाँ एक माइनर है और यहाँ दोनों एडल्ट है बट एक जो है वो lunatic है. So we have to take care of that. HUF account is to be opened in a bank where there are three major persons: Shiv Kumar father, Mrs. Ramavati, Shiv Kumar's mother, and Sarat Kumar's son, who all can become the karta of HUF. So it is going to be Shiv Kumar, because Shiv Kumar is the male member of the HUF family. A current account cannot be operated by women, an individual, or an illiterate, or a non-resident. So a illiterate person. A minor aged 12, 8, 15 or 10 years or more is allowed to operate the savings account independently. So the right answer is 10 years. For a safe deposit lockers, a customer can make only one nominee, 4 nominees, more than one nominee, 2 nominees. So more than one nominees. Interest rate on fixed deposits can be different on deposits in rural areas, for a different tenors, for individual, for women. So for the different tenors, it used to incur different interest rates. So bank cannot pay interest on the amount attached by ED, unclaimed deposits, accounts frozen by them, current account. So the right answer is going to be current account. Which of the following requirement is not mandatory for checks under CTS 2010 standard? Field placement as prescribed, security threads, pre-filled account field, watermark. So security threads. Under CTS process, 2 images, 1 image, 3 images, 4 images are to be taken of each check. So 3 images to be taken for the check. In which of the following statement is not acceptable in check collection policy of a bank? So the bank will take all the possible measures for safeguarding the instrument received from its customer for collection. The bank will compensate the customer for any delay in collection of check on its own. Bank will not be responsible for any delay arising out of circumstances beyond its control or control of the paying check. No compensation will be paid for delay in collection of a local check. So this is not an acceptable statement because compensation has to be given for the delay payment. Which of the following cash held at the branch is not required to be under dual custody. So cashier's hand balance, notes less than 100 rupees denomination, cash balance in the form of coin, and all of the above. So the right answer is cashier's hand balance. ये जो है ये सिर्फ कैशियर के पास होता है. It is not required to be in dual custody. Which of the following action is proper in handling counterfeit note? So teller refuses to accept the counterfeit note detected by her at the counter. During the checking of bulk cash of the customer, counterfeit note is detected. The customer comes and replaced it with genuine note and is given back to the counterfeit note. The teller detects the counterfeit notes at the counter, keeps it against the receipt given to the customer, and note is destroyed by the head cashier. The counterfeit note detected at the counter is impounded by the teller and the brands with counterfeit stamp. So the right answer is the D. It should be impounded and it should be branded with counterfeit stamp. Lien is an right of credit to retain, obligation, instrument, interest. So it is a right. It is a right. Banker's lien is a bailment of goods, implied pledge, agreement, and stoppage. So the right, it is an implied pledge. Right to appropriate the debit balance in one account with credit balance of another account for the same customer by bank is called garnishee, lien, set off, rating. So it is called right to set off. Mandate is an stamped agreement, unstamped agreement, MOU, memorandum of understanding, letter of authority. So it is an unstamped agreement. The person to whom a power of attorney is given is called debtor, bailer, pawner, donee, and who gives it is called creditor, bailee, pawnee, donor. So the right answer will be donee, donor. So we can read it in any way, all the way around. As per FEMA, the basic criteria for the person to be considered as a resident of India is to stay in India during the preceding financial year, which must be minimum 182 days. So trial of foreign exchange by resident is not permitted for visit to Bhutan, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh. So the right answer is Bhutan. The ceiling on the amount permitted to be remitted under liberalized remittance scheme, initially it was 25,000 USD. So remittance under Indo-Nepal remittance schemes are made under the dedicated remittance system, NEFT, RTGS, SWIFT. So it is NEFT. Funds in NRE account, NRO account, FCNR account, SNRR account cannot be freely repatriated outside India. So it is SNRR account. It cannot be freely repatriated outside. The facility for acquisition of property for a long-term visa holder is available to a citizen of Bhutan, Myanmar, Afghanistan, or Nepal. So it is Myanmar. What is it? Long-term visa holder. So citizen of Syria, Hong Kong, Iran, Iraq cannot transfer immovable property in India without prior permission of RBI. Right answer is Hong Kong. The investment by person resident outside India is not prohibited in retail trade, railway operation, cigarette manufacturing, Nidhi company. So it is like retail trade. For that, they are nowhere prohibited. They can do. So foreign currency denominated account mentioned in India cannot be in the form of savings account, fixed deposits, current account, recurring deposits. So it is recurring deposits only. So foreign currency denominated account cannot be maintained in India by ship managing agencies in India, Indian company receiving FDI, exporters exporting against advance payment, composite insurance brokerage. So the right answer is going to be exporters exporting against advance payment. So the foreign currency account outside India can be opened by any individual in India. It is true. A person on a temporary visit abroad cannot open a foreign currency account there. False, they can open. Which of the following denotes the cash management service, holding minimum cash at branch, providing adequate cash at ATM, providing solution to optimize liquidity of corporate, none of the above. So providing solution to optimize liquidity of corporate is the right answer. The firm cash program is aimed at accelerating cash inflow and controlling cash outflow. So it is true. Scientific cash management solution results in which of the following? So significant saving in time, decrease in interest cost, greater accounting accuracy, all of the above. So the right answer is going to be all of the above. All the three are there. While selecting a bank for sourcing cash management services, a corporate takes into account pricing, reliability, security. So the right answer is true. Section 131 of NI Act extend protection to the collecting banks. There where a customer by a letter has advised the bank directing the banker not to honor pay a particular check, such letter is called stop payment letter. Forged check is valid check, invalid check, dead check, tail check. So it is called invalid check. A check favoring Rajkumar or order is stolen. The thief endorsed the check as Rajkumar in his favor. The check is presented in clearing and said to be and paid by drawing bank. The true owner letter on sent legal notice to the bank. What is the liability of the bank? So paying bank will get the protection under NI Act. The forged does not give any right to the paying bank, hence it is liable. As per the section 85 of NI Act, the paying bank is liable. As per the section 131 of the NI Act, the paying bank is liable. So the right answer is paying bank will get the protection under NI Act. So 131 of NI Act gives the protection for collection of bill of exchange, promissory note, negotiable instruments and checks. So it is for checks. The law relating to the payment of checks and protection to a banker is contained in Indian Contract Act, RBI Act, Negotiable Instrument Act, Banking Regulation Act. So the right answer is going to be Negotiable Instrument Act. A customer is bound to inform the payee, endorsee, collecting bank, drawee about the lost check leaves. So it is about drawee bank. In a joint account, if one of the signature is forged, the bank and the customers are equally liable. Only customer is liable, only bank is liable, no one is liable. So only bank is liable. So payment to be made in due course. Need not always to made the holder, but can be made to his agent or servant. Need always to be made to holder, but can be made to his agent or servant. Made the customer's agent or servant. All of the above is correct. So need not always to make the holder, but can be made to his agent or servant. So this is going to be the right answer. Section 131A of NI Act extends the protection granted to the banker while receiving payment for a draft, making payment of a check, endorsing payment of a check, all of the above. So the right answer is receiving payment of a draft. So the condition for collecting bank to claim protection has been laid down under Indian Contract Act, Banking Regulation Act, Negotiable Instrument Act, Banking Company Rules. So Negotiable Instrument Act. In the absence of proper KYC document, the collecting banker can held liable for collecting a fraudulent check on the ground of negligence, convenience, crime, arrogance. So negligence only. When a banker receives information that a check for collection is lost, the banker should inform to drawee, RBI, or exercise due caution while collecting the check. So exercise due caution while collecting the check. A demand draft is issued by a bank to be valid for 12 months, 6 months, 3 months, none of the above. So the right answer is going to be 3 months. A customer is entitled to issuance of duplicate DD in the place of lost one, provided he gives due intimation to the issuing branch. Payment of DD not already made by the drawee branch. execution of an indemnity signed by both the pay and purchaser of the DD, payment of a fee as applicable for issue of such DD, all of the above. So the right answer is going to be all of the above. One of the following statement is not true with regard to the locker facility in bank. In case of the sole hirer of a safety locker, nomination can be made in the favor of only one individual. The locker cannot be hired by limited company, specified association, societies, etc. In case of death of a sole locker hirer, access to locker may be given to the where there is nomination to the nominees. Wherever there are joint locker hirers having a contract of locker hiring either or survivor clause, then there is no nomination. Where there is no access of locker may be given to the survivor in the case of death of one of the hirer. So this is about the statement which is not true. So the locker cannot be hired by a limited company, specified association, society, etc. So it is not true because one of the following statement is not true with respect to RTGS. So the funds transferable from the branch of one bank to the branch of another bank. Only the corporate and government department can avail the facility. RTGS system is maintained to operated by RBI. Each participant of bank of RTGS is required to open a dedicated settlement account for putting through its RTGS transaction. So only the corporate and government department can avail the facility. So this is wrong. This is not right. Implementation of electronic benefit transfer scheme is meant for which of the following type customer? Pensioners only, high net worth individuals only, low value account, and disabled person. So it is low value accounts only. Banks cannot use the services of non-government organizations, self-help groups, village sarpanch, microfinance institution as a business facilitator or a business correspondent. So village sarpanch. Ministry of Rural Development provides one-time grant of rupees 50 lakh, 10 lakh, 1 crore, 75 crore to the lead bank in every district to set up one RSETI. So it is 1 crore. So 1 crore rupees used to be given to develop one rural self-employment training. Question number 72. Banks are required to have a customer service committee meeting at every branch, regional office, department at its head office. So it is at branch level, and this happens fortnightly, so once in a 15 days. The customer compensation policy provides for the payment of compensation to the customers for delay in opening account, issuing duplicate draft, issuing checkbook, filling up passbook. So the right answer is issuing duplicate draft. So for resolution of dispute related to ATM transactions, bank can be bilateral settlement agreement. Issuing bank will be solely liable for any loss to the customer. Acquiring bank will solely liable for any loss to the customer. The settlement will be through the ATM service providers only. So the right answer is the settlement will be through the ATM service provider only. So for online card not present transaction, the authentication process is same as that for card transactions done on the POS or ATM. Requires digital signature of the card holder, requires an additional factor of authorization based on information not available on the card, requires second level password also. So requires an additional factor of authentication based on information not available on the card. So business hour of bank branches are fixed by RBI at the time of granting permission for the branch, are fixed to the concerned bank without any restriction, are as fixed by district consultative committee, must be minimum 4 hours for all the weekdays and working Saturday. So the right answer is must be minimum 4 hours on all the weekdays and working Saturdays. So the obligation of banks to keep the affair of their customers secret and confidential arises from specific law for banking secretary, the Banking Regulation Act, contractual relationship, none of the above. So it is about contractual relationship. In which of the following situation is the bank authorized the share information? Mrs. B, wife of A, comes and asks the balance in his account in the single name. So the balance, second second situation, the balance in a savings account is blocked as per the attachment order of the income tax officer under the advice of customer and then income tax department. Mr. T, the teller, speaks out the balance in the account of X, who had just withdrawn the cash from his balance. The balance in the savings account of Mr. Y is told to an income tax officer making a telephonic inquiry. So B, in this situation only we can share the balance of savings account is blocked as per the attachment order of the income tax officer under the advice to customer and income tax department. So in this case only we can convey the balance. The loan accounts of Mr. K is overdrawn. Which of the following steps not appropriate? The bank's lawyer issue a legal notice containing various details of loan account. The bank discusses the matter with the guarantor with complete details of loan account. The bank informs the status of the account to CIBIL. Bank contacts the firm that provides the informally recovery services, gives the details to them. So the bank contacts the firm that provides informally recovery services and gives the details. Z has availed a clean overdraft from the bank. He has certain fixed deposits with the bank. He also has a safe deposit locker with the bank. Which of the following is the correct position? The bank has the general lien only on the fixed deposit. The bank has no lien either on fixed deposit or the content of the safe deposit locker. The bank has general lien over both the fixed deposit and also the safe deposit locker content. The bank has general lien only on the contents of the locker. So bank has the general lien only on the fixed deposits. There is no way any connection with the safe deposit. In which of the following is not a key commitment under BCBI code or bank's commitment to customer? To help customers use their account and services, the sanction letter facility as per the customer's request, to deal quickly and sympathetically with things that go wrong, publicize the codes. So the sanction of loan facility as per the customer's request. It is following is not a key commitment. This is not a key commitment. On date, how many banking ombudsmen have been appointed? So till now 22. So chief compliance officer, chief customer service officer, chief risk officer, head internal auditor act as a internal ombudsman of the bank. So chief customer service officer, the banks are required to have a principal nodal officer at the branch, regional office, zonal office or head office. So it will be at head office. Which of these modes of complaints to the bank will not be adequate for filing complaints with ombudsman? Dropping in mailbox, through email to the specified ID, submitting at branch with acknowledgement, through website on the link specified. So dropping in the complaint box, it is not adequate. So the minimum age for Customer Protection Act is enacted to protect the manufacturing condition of industrial person. To be eligible to be member of district commission is minimum 30 years, 40. So the right answer will be 35 years. So the State Consumer Protection Council has to meet at least once, twice, thrice or 4 times in a year. So twice, minimum twice in a year. A person has brought a mixer grinder from a retailer. Its motor stops after 10 minutes of running. The liability for this defect will be with product manufacturer, trader, retailer, product service provider. So it will be with product manufacturer. The tenure of mediators on the panel of mediation cell is 5 years. N has purchased a draft from bank favoring them. The draft is lost in transit and the duplicate draft in the lieu. The first bank needs some formalities to be completed by N. Can B file a customer complaint against the formalities or delay of payment? No, as he is not the customer of the bank, he is not taking any services from the bank. So every citizen is entitled to seek information under RTI Act from the public authority. Yes, true. Public authority means an authority established by government, an authority established by law, non-government organization, any authority or body or institution of self-governed establishment, or any constituted by under the constitution or by other law made by the parliament. So the right answer is going to be D. Central government appoints central public information officer in every public authority, CPIO. So this is false. Right to information means the right to inspect of work, document, records, taking notes, extracts, certified copies of the documents record, taking certified samples of the material, all of the above. So all of the above, and obtaining in the form of disk or floppy. Central Assistant Public Information Officer, CAPIO, has to forward the request for information to the concerned public authority within 5 days of receipt of request if it is not related to his organization. So it is true. तो आई होप फ्रेंड्स कि ये वीडियो जो है आप लोगों के लिए काफ़ी हेल्पफुल रहा होगा। यहाँ से आपने जो क्विक रिवीजन किया आप इसको डायरेक्टली अपने एग्जाम में इंप्लीमेंट कर पाएंगे। अगर ऐसा होता है तो प्लीज़ आप हमारे वीडियो को लाइक कीजिए, हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए एंड अपने फ्रेंड्स एंड कोलीग्स तक शेयर कीजिए। एंड फ्रेंड्स, ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट फॉर योर एग्जाम। थैंक यू सो मच।